with us right now is Sean LaPointe from Mr. Electric. One of the things that we always like to talk about, especially around the holiday season, uh, the things that people do, homeowners do that, as I said, that they just think that they could, I want to run lights outside, and that one thing, Sean, that see, I think this year more than ever, like not just Christmas, but for Thanksgiving and Halloween especially, that more and more homeowners are putting lights outside their home, and I think that a lot of times people don't understand the draw that they're taking on their the amount of energy that they're using, and then obviously they're doing. I mean, you could plug in as much as you want, but just use the right equipment to be able to have that and operate safely, because one of the things that one of my pet peeves is, for years, I can't stand it when I drive around in July and I see people with those icicle lights hanging from their fascia boards. I want to run up to their house, knock on the door, and wring their neck.
It is a serious problem. But I got to say, though, it used to be, I don't have enough power to run these things. But with the prevalence of LEDs now, I mean, you can literally, run a bunch of stuff. But here's the thing. If you look at your LED string, oftentimes they'll say, hey, you can only run a certain amount of length on the string. The caveat is they put a much smaller wire to account for the reduced amount of current draw that this new LED stuff, only requires. So you get the same, I'm just going to tack out 10 or 15 of these, or, 20 or 100 or whatever. And you end up dealing with the same result. And granted, a lot of the newer ones are fused also. And so I would have to say, from a power standpoint, probably not as much of an issue. However, the sun definitely doesn't do anything for those guys, when they're up there all year long.
Oh yeah,
and, and so you get exposed, exposed conductors and whatnot, and we find too that depending on how you're putting those things up, if you're using metal staples and something, that's like that's a little bit of a disaster waiting to happen over time too. That the metal supports right where that insulation's starting to get all cracked and there's a word I'm looking for, now no longer as functional as it was.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's not performing like it was designed to. Sean, thanks so much for taking time out today. And again, if any of our listeners are in the Phoenix or Copa County area, make sure that if you have any electrical problems, Sean, give them your contact information, please.
Oh my gosh, you can always find us on social media or the web. Just look up Mr. Electric. We're the only one in town. Phone number is 480-503-2426 and MrElectric.com. And speaking of AI, I got to tell you, Steve, this has been an AI generated version of Sean from Mr. Electric. The real Sean's actually out on the golf course right now.
And he didn't call me. He must have had the foursome was full.
You're a great American. I love you.